What's up, everyone? Lord MC here, and welcome to another episode of Track the Harmonic. In today's episode, I'm going to be covering what we expect coming into a very short week, especially after a very interesting close last Friday. But before I get into that, I want to preface by saying I am not a financial advisor, and none of the things I say here or anywhere else constitutes as financial advice. So question everything, do your own research, and come out with your own conclusions. Having said that, let's jump right into it. The SPY here. After Friday's close, very interesting close on Friday. Went as high as 399.10 before closing the day at 398.50. You can look here after this bearish shark pattern here. It looks like it did bounce off this type 1 reaction and it's now looking like it wants to do a type 2 reversal. Back up to terminal. It's getting resistance here off the 200 EMA. But if you can continue pushing with volume, HSI is a little bit overextended here, saying it's oversold. Overbought, and AMP RSI approaching overbought territory as well. RSI is still not quite there yet, but we'll see what happens coming into tomorrow, Tuesday. Should it continue pushing up off of this bearish shark pattern, terminal is at 407.68. If this doesn't close above the 200 EMA, you can probably come back, retest some of these key levels if I bring back drawings here. Come back to test 396.13 to see if there is going to be continuation and find a support level here and continue past pushing up towards that 400 level, which I think is a psychological level, but we will see if it continues doing that. Terminal here is at 407, but I do think there's going to be some resistances on the way up there. And if we jump over here real quick to the 1 hour, we have this bearish bat pattern of the 1 hour where it looks like it's doing first a type 2 reaction. XA is at 397, and the next level here, if it continues pushing up, is at 403.64. So if the market opens up bullish on Tuesday, potentially that next target could be that 403.64. We will have to watch out for that. You have the HSI hitting that overbought territory, and it's looking like it's coming down. Still too early to tell if this is going to come down to the midline and potentially retest 319 before a bounce coming back up to the $400 range. Let's jump over to see where the weekly left. So on the weekly, you do have an increase in volume. So the push last week was a pretty strong move. So more volume needs to pick up this week in order for me to gauge whether the market is going to continue pushing up here. I do think need a little bit more confirmation for me to see if we are actually going into a bull market here. But it looks strong. Volume here the past couple of days have been consistent. I would just like to see more confirmation of a close above 400, retest that 396.13 level, and then if it finds support there, strong support, and it continues bouncing, then maybe you should consider a possible bull market where maybe short-term rally. We will have to wait and see what that brings us, as it's a little bit overextended, at least harmonically here on HSI and AMP RSI in the daily. Jumping over to the triple Qs here. So the triple Qs here has this bullish butterfly pattern. It did cross this 276.85. The next target it looks like it wants to attempt is at 289.07 off of increase in volume. So the volume supports this push up the past couple of days. HSI is overbought, as well as AMP RSI approaching overbought territory. RSI still has some further push before it gets to that territory. So if we come over here, I believe it's a weekly. So there is resistance here off the weekly here after 200 EMA. It did close above that, so I would like to see the triple Qs close above that 200 to be considered a little bit bullish, but you have volume increasing on the weekly as well. I think it's on the 4 hour. Give me 1 second here. Or the 1 hour. Yeah, let's do the 1 hour here. On the 1 hour bearish crab pattern here, it's closed up above 279.57. The next target would be hop here at 282.56 for that type 2 reaction. Should it fail to lose that, to hold 279, you could potentially come back to 276. Maybe do that type 1 reaction back to 275 and then 272. But we will have to wait to see what that opens up. On the 4 hour, you have a bullish shark pattern where resistance would be that type 1 reaction would be completed at target 1 at 281.63. Before possibly getting rejection, coming back to test 276.85. If it does not find any resistance here, target 2 would be at 296. I do have here a level at 293.26, where it would be very bullish for the triple Qs should it decide to get there down the line. But yeah, 289 off of target 1 off of this bullish bat pattern on the daily. If you can get above that, possibly test the 200 EMA around 296. Target 2 could be a potential target it may want to hit down the line. So jumping over to the Dow Jones here. The Dow Jones looks pretty strong compared to the three indices, especially after weird earnings for banks on Friday. It opened up a little bit bearish on the banks, but they ended up regaining everything it lost during pre-market and went a little bit bullish on most of those bank tickers. So off of this bullish butterfly pattern, we are a little bit overextended here above target 2 here, but if we jump over, I think it's a 3-day, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the 3-day here has a bullish shark pattern. Came all the way down a hop. Now it's still hovering around that target, the target 1 here at 337 for that type 1 reaction. So it is finding some resistance here at 343.09. So to get above that, the next target would be 345.35, and that would be the most bullish case scenario if the Dow Jones decided to break above that, maybe test 357 and then possible 362.29. So the Dow Jones does look very strong right now. The volume has definitely started to step up here. HSI is a little bit overbought here, but it wouldn't surprise me if it comes down for just a cool down, come back and retest maybe 337, and then for continuation to the upside. I believe it's on the 4-hour. Yeah, right here. For the 4-hour, bearish bat pattern, hop is at 347. It's currently at XA here at 342.42, where it found some resistance here. So you lose that, you come back to target 1, 336. On the daily would be the 9 EMA around 337. And then possibly if you lose that, you come down to 331. So very key level here for the Dow Jones should it hold this. And it likes to trade between 343.09 and 345s. But if you break that, it would be very bullish for the Dow Jones, where you can see continuation to the upside. Jumping over to Apple here. Remove some of these drawings here. So you can see the bullish bat pattern that was generated. Now, it didn't reach a hop level for that type 2 reaction, but it is approaching here XA, finding some resistance here at 134.41. Should it continue pushing with volume, the next level of resistance, if I bring back these drawings, for me would be where the 137.69 level is. Coincidentally, that's where the 50 EMA is at. If you break above 137, the next range it likes to be trading between 137.69 is 140.57. My opinion, if you can break up of 140, then maybe you could test for that type 1 reaction, where the 200 EMA is at 147.56. So we will see if that is starting to come and do that type 1 reaction. Need a little bit more confirmation, but I would be looking very bullish if Apple could break above that 140.57 range. So we will keep an eye out on Apple. Jumping over to Microsoft. Microsoft has this ABCD pattern here. It is picking up with volume here, so Microsoft is comparatively very strong right here. If it can break up above 242.50, which is a level of resistance here from a previous harmonic target, break up above that, you could potentially see 248.70. Breaking 248.70, you might attempt here the target 1 here at 356, where the 200 EMA is right now. If the volume can start stepping up here within these next couple of days, everything looks like around, at least most of the blue chip stocks are approaching that 200 EMA off the daily. So I don't know if that is the target. Most of these are going to try to attempt to try at least finding some resistance, or maybe breaking above it and having support. But in my opinion, anytime anything is under the 200 EMA is bearish. So a lot of these tickers right now are approaching and breaking over their 50 EMA supports, and I do believe if you cross that range here, your next level of resistance would be the 200 EMA. So a lot of them are kind of close to where that target 1 is off of their bullish harmonic patterns. So we will see if that is the case with Microsoft here. So the 50 EMA having some resistance here. So But if you find resistance here, the next level you could possibly test down is that 230 range before coming back down to test 219 and then 210. But judging from the volume, MACD has switched green here. Maybe potential reversal is coming, so we will have to keep an eye out on that. Jumping over to Tesla here. Tesla, a lot of volatility has been happening lately with Tesla. It's been refusing to fill this gap here around 114. It had strong push here on Friday. Resistance was at the 13 EMA here around 122, 123. Call it 123. So what's next for Tesla here? So off the 3-day bat pattern here, it did find resistance here at XA at 127.88. So that's a next level of resistance. I do have Tesla possibly trying to attempt to push up above, but there is going to be some resistance in my opinion. Maybe you come up here resistance and then you come back down, maybe fill that gap, or you fill the gap on Tuesday early morning. Who knows? But if you can break up above 127 on Tesla, the next target would be 171. You do have a bunch of resistances on their way up there. You're not going to clearly go up from 127 to 171 without finding some resistances. So what are those resistances? If we go over to the 4-hour here, off of this bullish deep crab here, on the 4-hour, you did a type 2 reaction below hop. You found support here at that 113, 112 level, where that was hop off of a 3-day bat pattern that played out. So the next level, if you could cross that 127, would be 130, 144, 160, and then you could possibly look at that 175 range off of a type 1 reaction back above. But we will keep an eye out on Tesla. Tesla does have some resistances here, but we will see where that takes us. Jumping over to the VIX. Just wanted to quickly cover the VIX here. VIX had an interesting day on Friday where it went as low as $18, 1801, right? It did bounce up and closed the day at at 1834. So based off of the VIX, based off of previous trends, normally when it's below 20, it is considered a bull market territory. I don't know how I feel about that, especially does not feel like we are in a bull market, but it could be the start of one. Who knows? I'm just going off of what previous patterns have shown. So usually below around 19ish, below 19ish, it's considered more like a bull market. Anything above 21, 20 is considered, especially 24, 25 is considered a bear market, and we are at 1834. So MACD just switched trend red here for a reversal to the downside, which means the market will go up, but we will keep an eye out on that. You have hop here at 1739. At any given moment, VIX could just reverse and go back up to the 20s real fast. So we will have to definitely keep an eye out on the VIX. So having said that, I think that's all I wanted to cover here. Yeah, that's all I wanted to cover, guys, here. So we'll be definitely keeping an eye on open to see how the market opens up on Tuesday and the rest of the week. I don't think there's many catalysts today this week. Maybe some the Fed's talking, I believe. I think PPI maybe is on Wednesday. Don't quote me, but so far, the looks of it, it looks like the market wants to push up here. Going back to SPY here, attempting to test the 200 EMA is very important. If you can get above the 200 EMA with volume and find support, that will be a signal to me, at least in my opinion, of possible a possible short rally, at least maybe an attempt in the 407, 410 around there. So yeah, break up above 200 EMA, hold that. That will be a support, and normally when you're above the 200 EMA, that is more of a bullish sentiment, but we will see. So having said, that's all I have for you guys, a short video. I will be streaming tomorrow 15 minutes before open, so if you want to follow me on that, description to my Twitch is down below. But yeah, exciting. See if we're going to be entering a bull market or not, but that's all I have for you guys. You guys have a good night and take it easy, everybody. Peace.